Good afternoon and welcome to the channel. It's a beautiful Friday afternoon. Hope you guys all have been having a good week, enjoying this warmer weather if you're on the East Coast or in the Midwest. It's a beautiful Friday afternoon where I'm at. I actually just left dinner with some of the guys, talking bike stuff, and trying to help one of my buddies buy their first bike. Hope they can join us on some trips later this year. Right now I'm just tearing up these back roads, having a good time. Yeah, it's a beautiful Friday. It's been a really long week at work. Like that. But also I really hope you can hear me over the bike right now as we're getting higher up in the rev range. The last video I posted, and also the first public video I posted to this YouTube channel, I noticed didn't have very good quality to it, even though it was shot and rendered in 4K. I believe I figured out what the issue was. It had to do with some of the settings that I was using in DaVinci, and hopefully this one is much better quality. I was not happy with the way the quality of the first one turned out. But other than that, for the first video, I can't complain. There's a new Road Glide sitting there. Very nice bike. But yeah, we're just out riding right now, cruising around, enjoying life, chasing the sunset. Probably going to be out here for a few more hours. I'm not sure if you can see my phone screen, but it's about 6:20 right now. Probably going to be out until the sun goes down today. Enjoying it. Tomorrow's supposed to be pretty nice, but I am busy, and then all next week it's supposed to rain, unfortunately, which I'm getting kind of tired of the hot, cold, good weather, not good weather sort of deal we're going through here in Ohio. But hopefully soon that will be done and over with as we start approaching summer. And I cannot wait for every day to be nice, sunny, riding weather. But yeah, we're about to get into these twisties, so I'm going to shut up and ride and let you hear the bike for a little bit. That, as we come up on these cars, is the end of our fun for the time being. We don't have too many twisty roads where I'm at here in Ohio, but the ones we do have are actually really good. You just have to drive on some relatively boring straight roads in order to get to them, unfortunately. Actually, last year, one of my coworkers actually wrecked his bike on this road. A couple corners back, we all had left after work and went out to ride, and we had rode for a little while. Everyone was doing good, and we got here, and 2 corners in, he was trying to keep up, riding outside of his skill level, and sent it off into the trees. Luckily, he was okay. Bike was alright, much better than it could have been. Sorry about that. But yeah, his bike was in much better condition than it could have been after a 50-60 mile an hour crash off the side of the road into some trees. Really just a few $100s in damage to the handlebars, shifter, and his exhaust. So, and like I said, he came out of it unscathed other than a sprained wrist. My bad. So this is kind of the kind of riding that I really tend to enjoy, where I'm just kind of out cruising around, just enjoying the breeze, and every now and again find a twisty road and let her eat. And she enjoys it too. There's actually got quite a bit done to this bike to make it a better bike for the twisties. Not that the Lowrunner ST isn't a good bike for twisty roads the way it's set up for the factory, but it's got some parts to make it better at that, make it more enjoyable. It's also got a few go fast parts, but it's still lacking a cam. It's on my list of things I'd like to do eventually, but it was not in the budget the last year or two. But I guess not necessarily that it wasn't in the budget, but more so that I wanted to allocate the budget to other parts for this bike, because it's got everything it needs to slap a cam in it and make some great power. It's got a man of war compensator, Evo Industries clutch, HDI 65mm throttle body, 5.5 gram injector. So really the only thing it needs to make some serious power is a cam. Got a Thrasher 2-to-1 exhaust on it, got a chain conversion. Not that I feel like this bike needs a chain conversion or that it wouldn't need a chain conversion in order to be able to run the cam reliably. More so just because I think chains look a lot better than belts do. And like I said in my last video, I like to take this thing on long trips. I ride a lot, and if a belt breaks on the side of the road, I'm screwed. There is no changing it. There's nothing I can do about it, unfortunately. But with the chain, even though they are a little bit more maintenance, they're a little bit dirtier, all the downfalls of a chain versus a belt. I can swap a belt on the side of the road in 5 minutes. So, and even if I don't have a belt with me, I can get the bike towed to a local shop to buy, even if I don't have the chain with me, I can get the bike towed to a local shop and buy a chain and have it swapped out within a couple of hours, where a belt I'm guaranteed to be down for at least a couple of days, even if I take it to a Harley dealership. So that's a little bit of what's done to the bike. There's a lot of other small stuff done. Obviously, bars, risers, levers, grips, foot controls are all aftermarket as well. Seat, sissy bar. Like I said, there's quite a bit done to the bike. Just not a ton of engine work. So if you are unfamiliar with Ohio, it really is just a lot of corn. Obviously, we're not in the growing season right now, but this is pretty much what most of Ohio looks like outside of big cities and state parks. It is corn and roads. Farms here and there. So yeah, that's a bunch of corn. I already said this earlier in the video, but if I did, well, I guess I will reiterate it here. I'm headed nowhere right now. As for the most part, it'll be videos of me going absolutely nowhere. That's how I like to ride. It's relaxing. It's my mind at ease. And I think it's important that you have something you like to do. You do it the way you like to do it. You know, a lot of people have something they like to do, whether it be a sport or the automotive activity, video game, what have you. And they like to do it and they enjoy doing it. But they end up doing it in a way that isn't most enjoyable to them simply due to how their friends or society would like them to do it. And I think that it's important that no matter how society tells you to do something, you do it in the way that you like to do it. If society tells you that you need to build a stunt Harley, but you're not into stunts, don't build a stunt bike just because that's what's popular. And I find far too many people do that, and as adults, I think it's part of just us trying to fit in, you know. As a lot of us get older, we find it harder and harder to be in social groups and make new friends. So I feel like a lot of people fall into the trap of, you know, hey, this person, you know, I really enjoy spending time with them, I really enjoy hanging out with them, and this is what they like to do and how they like to do it. So in order for me to stay with them and hang out with them, that's how I'm going to start to do it. And you may still enjoy your hobby, but it's not what it could be for you. And I feel it's very important that we as humans don't lose our identity just simply trying to find a meaningful connection with another individual. I think we're going to make a right here and head this way. I've been on this road before, but I don't necessarily remember what exactly is over here. Definitely smells like a farm though. I know a lot of people hate that smell, but it's really not the end of the world for me. I don't mind it. For some reason it's kind of nostalgic, even though I never grew up on a farm and don't and haven't lived anywhere close to a farm. It's nostalgic for some reason. Sure where we're going. So this road looks interesting with the trees planted along the sides of it. This is the way we're going. A couple weeks ago I did go to a Harley dealership. Had to pick up some parts for this bike. But while I was there, I did look at the new 2025 Lowrider ST, and I don't know. I'm not sure how I feel about some of the stuff they've done to it. I know a lot of people are really, really happy that both of the bags are the same length now, but I'll be honest, that never really bothered me. And it's extra noticeable on my bike because I do have a 2-to-1 on it. But like I said, it's just never bothered me. It's never been a big point of contention for me. I will say when I saw they released the 2025 with the equal length bags, I did think for, you know, let me buy the matching bag for the right side. Just because, like I said, I do take this thing on long trips, and that little bit of extra storage would be nice. But then I looked at the price of just one bag, and I said, screw that, I will live with my short bag. But the one thing that I did notice about it that I was not a huge fan of, I guess two things. A, the exhaust. I wasn't a huge fan of the way the exhaust looked. I know they switched it over from the 2-2 to the 2-1. And a lot of people are happy about that, but let's be honest with ourselves. Almost no one keeps a stock exhaust on a Harley. But I understand in order to make the bags equal length, they had to switch over to a 2-1. The thing that really stuck out to me, and I really I didn't like, was the new handlebar controls. They, in my opinion, are too big, too bulky, and they don't look right. They're the same size as the ones on the Road Glide and the Street Glide, but the Road Glide and the Street Glide are significantly larger frame motorcycles. And so they fit, they don't look too out of place. But on the smaller Softail chassis, they just end up looking really big and bulky. And I don't think I'll, actually no, I don't like it. I do think it's kind of nice that they added in traction control, although I have personally never found a need for it on my 2022. The one thing I wish they would do is make it to where you can disable ABS without having to do a burnout to trick the sensor. But I digress. I understand, you know, safety features and regulations and all of that. But there are bikes out there where you can disable it, so it'd be nice if this was one of them. Not that I need to turn ABS off on a regular basis, but sometimes when you're out having fun with the guys, it would be nice not to have ABS. Those of you that know what I'm talking about know what I'm talking about. But yeah, actually, the road we just took, I had no clue was going to loop us back onto the road that we started on. But that's okay. We'll find a different road to get onto here in a little bit. But yeah, like I said, I'm really going nowhere. Just wanted to make a short little video, ramble a little bit, get some thoughts out of my head. Not that any of the thoughts in my head were really that important, but hey, I wanted to get them out, so I did. My mind, I am headed somewhere. I'm actually headed to an old industrial park that back in the day me and my buddies used to all 8th Mile street race at. Since then they've put in speed bumps to keep people from coming and racing, but it doesn't stop people from going there to do stunts. And I've tried to do wheelies on this bike before, and I'm well aware you don't need to let me know. This is not the ideal bike for stunts. It's got a long wheelbase, it weighs 700 some pounds, and power to weight ratio is not what it could be on a sport bike. I'm well aware, but over the winter I did do a chain conversion, like I said earlier in the video, and the clutch comp, and it also has a taller rear shock than factory. So I'm gonna go and I'm gonna try and see if I can get the front wheel to come up. I know the bike's got enough power to do it, and I can get the front wheel to come up on a 1-2 shift if I slip it just right going into it. So we're gonna see what I can get done. We're actually pretty close to the street I need to turn down. I believe it's this one actually. It has probably been, oh, I don't know. It's been a good 4 or 5 years since I've been down here to street race, or been down here at all, as a matter of fact. So I'm kind of curious to see what it looks like. Like I said, I know after they installed the speed bumps, let's say you can see some of the remnants here from people street racing, but and here's one of those said speed bumps. Looks like people still like to have fun though down here, because that was fresh rubber. However, this is not the street we used to race on. This is where everyone kind of started racing after they put speed bumps on the actual street we used to race on, which is right here. I'm trying not to show the street sign. Not that anyone cares where it's at. Like I said, there's speed bumps all over it. But you can see, it actually looks like the speed bumps have gotten flatter, because they used to be really big. But you can see where people have been down here doing burnouts on their bikes. And I'm sure once we get back to the very back, it will, the rubber will be getting heavier and heavier. Yeah, so actually right where this speed bump is at, all the rubber is gone, which is kind of crazy. But the starting line used to be right here. And it, every weekend we'd be down here street racing. Everyone park in the parking lots, and you'd call out who you want to call out, and that was that. But yeah, we're gonna see if I can figure this out. I'm gonna turn the camera off for a little bit for my first few attempts, and once I kind of get comfortable with what I'm doing, I will turn the camera back on. So I will see you in a few minutes. Well, I've been playing around with it for probably about 10 minutes now, and other than the fact that my right hand is, my left hand is extremely sore because I have an aftermarket clutch and shorty levers, I haven't had a real good wheelie so far. Not that I've ever had a good wheelie, but it's very unnatural to like stay leaned back while I'm trying to accelerate. Like, it's a very natural thing to kind of lean forward while I'm accelerating real hard. And like, I can tell and I can feel that the front wheel is coming off the ground, but it's not going to come across on video at all, I guarantee. And it can't be more than an inch or two at most, if I'm completely honest. Another big problem I'm having is I'm going from like 10 miles an hour because it seems to be easiest for me. But the bike makes so much torque that it's half the time it's just kind of roasting the rear wheel. Like there, you guys probably can't see, but the front wheel did definitely come off the ground. But like I said, it's probably not going to come across on video because it's such a shallow wheelie. And it's like that time, it kind of popped off the ground, but then it just went right back down. I'm also trying not to put too much wear on my bike, my clutch, my tires, everything like that. I am planning on taking this thing cross country in the next month or so, and alright, that time it came off the ground real good. But kind of scary though, I'm not gonna lie. That one was somewhere in between the first one and the last one. I think I am starting to get it figured out a little bit though. Like I said, I'm definitely not a professional stunt bike rider by any means. Like that time, it was coming up, but kind of got scared and leaned forward a bit, so it fell back down. I did get my ABS to go off by doing a quick little burnout in the grass over there. Honestly not sure why we're in this field right now. I just kind of felt like doing it. I think that's what's fun about bikes. You can kind of do whatever with them. Oh, there is still mud on my back tire, and I know there's still mud on my back tire because it just hit my back. Woo, speed bump. But yeah, I do think I'm going to keep practicing, you know, keep trying at this. Not on video, by myself. Just for the sake of, I kind of want to be able to do a wheelie. I kind of feel like a loser when little kids hit me with, you know, do a wheelie, and I'm like, so the best I can do is a pole. But it is 7:30 now. You know, I've been out on the bike since about 4 o'clock, so I do think I'm gonna head home. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I know it was just a bunch of rambling, me trying to do wheelies at the end, but yeah, like that's just me. That's my life. That's just, you know, it is what it is. So like I said, I hope you guys enjoy it. If anyone watches this, hope you come and watch the next one as well. There will be more, and I'm sure as we get more consistently warm days here in Ohio, that I will get to the point where I'm actually riding to go do things and have something to talk about. But until then, this is what I'm posting, mainly because I need to get better at editing, and I need to get better at talking to the camera and myself in this helmet. So yeah, like I said, these first few videos are just for me really just trying to get familiar with everything, get familiar with editing, and if I'm gonna spend the time to record it and talk and edit it, I might as well go ahead and post it as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you in the next one.